The guy paid off $60,000 of other debts with his refinance. And by pumping all those payments back to his new mortgage, his house was paid off in 14 years.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
He was 2 steps ahead for having made this decision, even though his interest rate was going up.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
John, I wanted to talk to you today. You know, we were talking earlier in the week, and we were talking a little bit about this, and there's a bunch of people out there that I would say are trapped in their existing home because they have such a wonderful mortgage rate. And they're and they're kind of like it's like, gee, how can they justify giving that up?
Right. How can you tell your friends that you're selling your house, giving up your 3% interest rate, whatever you might have, right?
Right.
More people are in the mid 3s than you would think. There's a certain amount of gravity to those interest rates that is holding people back. Now, and the reality is people move for a lot of reasons. It's not purely a financial decision. One of the things I wanted to talk about or share with the audience today is maybe a little broader way to think about it.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, the latest data shows that Americans have about $1 trillion in credit card debt. We have massive amounts of other types of borrowing. And so when you're looking at sort of financial moves and whether or not there's a justification that a person can make to give up their super low interest rate and move into something higher that's available today, there's a very sort of simple way you can look at it. Simply is my existing house payment this.
Right.
If I go to buy, I got to pay more for the house, and I'm at double the interest rate, right? So it's significantly higher there. If you look at it in that sort of binary way, it looks like a nonsense decision. Why would you ever choose to do that?
Right.
The reality is many people have a need to move, right? And so for those people that decide they have a need and want to look at this in a more holistic way, what I would suggest for you to do is to remember and look at what are the other moving pieces of this? And the largest one that we can luckily benefit from is the appreciation of these homes.
Right.
If you bought that home 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we went through a stretch where you were going up 20% a year.
Yeah.
Right? So there's significant home equity that can be cashed out. And now here's the smart thing to do. And I see this a lot with my senior clients is they will instinctively look at, let me take all that cash that I'm cashing out for my home sale and move it forward to the new house. What I have suggest you to look at is, what if you took a portion of that cash and you eliminated the bad debts that you have? If you look at it in a holistic way, your total borrowing cost could be improved by you giving up your low interest rate, paying off a really expensive debt, and getting into a moderate interest rate that's available today.
Yeah, and then later on, you could still refinance it at a lower rate whenever they become available.
Sure, the existing loan or the new loans that we're giving out now we assume they're going to be replaced.
As a buyer, I want you to consider this, guys. If interest rates do start to come down, what do you think that's going to do to prices?
Yeah, I say this too.
You got to know that when there's other people like you who are feeling trapped or whatever, for whatever reason, are waiting for interest rates to come down, and when they come down, it's going to affect prices because there's going to be higher demand, and who knows where the inventory is going to be. And so the prices will go up. It's going to happen. So it's just a question of time.
Even at these higher interest rates that we're dealing with today, which are not the highest in history.
Not even close.
But they're
really right around normal.
Even with that headwind against us, inventory has shrank. Prices have firmed again and begun to rise. And there's nothing mechanical out there that we can see that says that waiting for a future day says you're going to get a better price on your house.
Yeah. You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now. If you ever have a question about real estate or any of the other topics we cover, just call me off air or text me at 702-203-1165. You can also check us out on the web at lvrealestateradio.com or on our handle on social media at LV Real Estate Radio. We'll meet you on the radio next Saturday.